Hey, what's going on, everybody? Phil here, and I would like to talk about my first game of N5. This game will be a game of acquisition. I will be playing Tohaa, and my opponent is playing ISS. So to get started, let's talk about the lists. So I'm bringing Tohaa, and here I have a Sukiel and Kael'thar Chain of Command duo. Sukiel's a pretty good gunner with the HMG, get a special dice in the duo, Mimetism -3, and the Kael'thar is a nice specialist that he can drag up because it's Chain of Command. Then we have a defensive duo with the missile launcher and the Kael'thar. As people might or might not know, Kael'thars brings bombs and mate, so they are almost essential in every Tohaa list. And the Sukiel missile launcher here is going to often be a person that I will give the mate to so that I can stand it up on ARO with its burst 1 plus a special die missile launcher. And if I lose the fight, very unlikely that I take a wound and I can just go prone. Then I have the diplomat. She has erasure, which is really good, zone control. If anything gets near her, she can isolate it as long as it's wounds. And only 5 points, and a specialist, kind of the best 5 points you can spend in Infinity. Then we have the Curl Perceptor. So this is a piece that I was excited about in N5 because they gained Super Jump 8. So they have great mobility and have really good forking options. You know, if they both come around, the Corral can threaten a submachine gun while the Serta threatens its pulsar. So they will probably be getting hit no matter what. And also, I think the Corral is a really good possible bomb carrier because the Serta can come around, threaten the template, or even get into base to base and threaten a CC. And in the meantime, the Corral is threatening an end game or an erasure with the bomb. So that's a piece that I'm really excited about in N5 with this new mobility. Then we'd kind of just have some corner guards, the Choxa and the two Cowrie. So Choxa's fine. It has baggage, can reload end game for my attack heal, which we'll get to later. Not the number one use for it, really just 10 points for a sensor with a heavy flamethrower +1 damage. But another new addition for Tohaa in N5 are these Cowrie Sentinel mine layers. And the reason I'm excited about them is that with these vehicles that can be moving 8/8, or the Seraph that can be moving 8/8, or even Norkius moving 6/6, we in Tohaa don't really have the turn zero hacking network to defend against these pieces. But with new 11.0 SWIC EM mine layers, it really adds another element to our defense, especially against structure attack pieces that are immune to our Fairware. So those are great. In group two, I have the Tactical Lieutenant +1 order. Endgame is now disposable, so you only get 2 shots with it, but he still does have Mirror Ball. And because I have the Kael'thar Chain of Command, he can really use his Lieutenant orders well. Samsa also is feeling the nice with the new super jump changes, and a plasma rifle, fast moving specialist. I think he's a great piece. I liked him in this game, and I think I will continue to bring him. Armand is another great ARO piece and can take some good offensive shots, not universally, but when the time arises. And he is also, if I'm going second, another great candidate for a mate. You know, stand him up very confidently on ARO, MSV1, MIM6, multi-sniper, and if I lose the fight, I'll just lose the mate and go prone. Another Beast, really want to get that super jump in here. Another contender for the bomb, so I have 2 people I really want to put the bomb on. And then just to round it off, we have a Liberto Mine Layer. Weaker than in N4, but I think still good. 8-point mine, if you have the SWIC, worthwhile. And a Motorized Bounty Hunter just to wrap it up. One thing omitted from this list that I pretty much would never omit in N4 was the inclusion of Jan Star. Without his templates, he is much weaker, but I do think he still has potential. I didn't bring him in this game, but I could be bringing him in the future. So onto my opponent's list. He was playing ISS. So to start his list off, we have this Harris. We have kind of the point man of the Harris is our crane agent lieutenant. And he is a decent gunfighter with his AP Spitfire. He's good in CC, good armor, BTS. And in case there's a hacking threat along the way, or if he just wants to push buttons, we have the Crane Agent Hacker. Another thing that's nice is they have Nanopulsar +1 burst and an AP Spitfire multi-rifle, so they can threaten the shots, and if you shoot back, hit you with the Nanopulsar. And that is much stronger in N4 because even if someone is shooting you back when they're linked, the most they can hit you is once because the special die is not a true +1 burst. And they start with this pheasant because he has technical awareness, and I believe he also has strategic deployment, so he lets these crane agents start up a little further. Then we just have a Celestial Guard with Kwang Shi, cheap orders, not bad, tactical aware Rem, and these are very strong in my opinion because they have the newly buffed triangulated fire. So they can, just shoot on flats at anything on the table, which is great. Being tack-aware specialist is excellent. They're also fast. And they have a sensor and a deactivator, which will come into play in this game. Then in group 2, he has another one. He has these 2 TR bots that are cheaper and are zero swick. And the Thunderbolt, even though this one will be only burst 3, an interesting thing about the Thunderbolt is it doesn't fall off at these longer range bands. So I think that's a cool addition of TR-Bot. We have a Bow Troop Duo, really just to give this multi-sniper +1 burst with special dice, excuse me. It has MSV2 and Albedo -6, so it's a decent gunfighter if it's going into Mimetism or MSV. So I think that's a cool piece. It's a little expensive, but it's worth it. Then we have a Flash Pulse, pretty self-explanatory, and then the Sofa Tech, who got a bit of a glow up with its armed turrets. So still a very expensive piece, but these armed turrets are new to the game, and my friend wanted to try them out. So, getting on to the game, you'll have to excuse me because I'm not good with the Yujing names of models. But we have the Bow Sniper here with his duo partner here. They are linked. We have, I'm not sure if this is a Flash Pulse or a TR bot, but one or the other here. We have a Forward Observer bot. We have the Pheasant and one Crane. I didn't know that he had another one, but that's his reserve. Then we have a mix of the controller and the Kwang Shi. I think this might be the controller back here and some Kwang Shi. Then we have a Flash Pulse bot here, another Forward Observer bot here, and a TR bot here. So yes, this must be a TR bot because he only had one Flash. So with that, his deployment, excuse me, he won the lieutenant role and chose first turn. So sorry for missing that. Going to my deployment. In my deployment, I have a Sukiel duo with a Kael'tar here, and for me, red are the bombs, or mates, so she has a mate to keep her safe. We have a Cowrie here with his EM mine here. My thinking, if anything comes this way, my ARO with the Cowrie will be to just place an EM mine. We have the Corel Perceptor with his dog. We have Armand back here with a mate. So my ARO lanes are kind of looking like this. And then Armand looking more like this. Then we have a Kael'tar here, which is linked with the Sukiel missile launcher. We have the Tachyon here, prone. We have another Cowrie here with its EM mine here. Again, if something comes around this way, I will place another EM mine. We have another Corel with his beast. Again, these both have the bombs. You can't see one's under the bridge here and one's here, so they have one use of Fairware. We have a bounty hunter who rolled MSV1, our Chaksa flamethrower, and we have Samsa right here, prone, ready to put in work, and in a kind of hard place because the Sukiel is looking that way to defend him. All right, so for my opponent's reserve, he drops his second Crane agent right here, and for my reserve, I place my Liberto right here. Okay, so going back to my deployment, let's talk about my opponent's first turn. We both request speedballs, and I dock 2 orders out of his first group. So the first thing he does, then we have a Liberto here and a mine here. So the first thing he does is he takes one of his TAC-aware bots. It comes over like this. It comes in here. It sensors. It gets this mine revealed. It gets the Liberto revealed. And then he attempts to deactivate the mine and fails. Next, the crane get moving. So he forgets about his pheasant's TAC-aware. But that's okay. He wants to leave it behind anyway. So the cranes come around this way. They come around here. And then they are stealthy. So my diplomat can't do anything to them. And next he takes his Spitfire and comes to here to fight the Sukiel. I do remind him that if he shoots, my diplomat is going to be able to react to him with an eraser. I tell him, he could take the order back because he didn't notice her. But he decides to just take the firefight anyway. He strips the Sukiel of the mate. The Sukiel goes prone, and he makes the save on erasure. Then he comes up prone, then stands up here with the crane, kills the diplomat. He then comes over to here to fight the Tachyon. The Tachyon mirror balls. The bounty hunter shoots an SMG shot. He puts all shots into the Tachyon, but the Tachyon wins, gets his Eclipse smoke down like this, and he takes 1 wound from the bounty hunter's SMG. Then the crane shoots back and kills the bounty hunter, and the other crane comes up to be on here with him prone. So we have 1 prone crane here, and then we have the Spitfire standing here. Next, he takes a ton of dodges with the other forward observer bot. Unfortunately for him, fails. Then he finally succeeds, takes triangulated shots at Armand, hits Armand, strips the mate, but Armand goes prone over here. And that is his turn. So, to look at the table state, here we are. We have a standing crane agent here. We have a prone crane agent here. You can see my bounty hunter and my diplomat have died. So I'm feeling pretty confident. His crane agents are facing this way. And I have Samsa here who can jump and hit them from behind. We are playing the center armory as infinite height, so I'm safe from the flash pulse, and I can get an angle to hide from the bow here, who's kind of looking like this. So my first order, Samsa jumps 3 inches out and back to shoot at the, in the process, the wound is from the SMG. Scratch that. All right, so Samsa jumps out 3 and back, and with that can shoot the crane in the back. I don't want to get into a bit of debate about jet propulsion, but that's what I do. So I shoot him 3/16. I think I hit him twice. He makes all of his saves and then spins to be facing that way. So I'm disappointed with that, but I have other angles. So next, the Tachyon comes up. He spotlights me and doesn't want to break the link, so does nothing with this guy. I endgame him. I succeed in the endgame, but he makes the save. And I am spotlit. Then the Tachyon moves up here and puts an Eclipse down right here to hide this angle from the flash pulse. Apologies, the Tachyon ends up right here. So with my Eclipse down, I get to use the new super jump. So the Corral jumps up like this and lands here, and the Beast jumps up and lands here. I ask for arrows. He decides to dodge with both members. So I put three SMG shots and a pulsar like this. I crit and hit with the SMG, or maybe just crit with the SMG, but they both pass their dodges, so the pulsar is saved, and the pheasant makes both saves on the um, SMG crit, and the other crane dodges into CC with the beast. Because even though the beast is CC 22 with CC -3, it is not as good as the martial arts on the crane. Then I decide to try again because I want to break this duo before Samson might come over and take another shot at the AP Spitfire. So I jump up again. This time, with the crane engaged, he decides to break his duo. He CCs here, and he takes one shot at me with the crane. So the beast goes down to the CC. I crit him again with the SMG, and the crane makes both saves. Then I come over here with Samsa, peek out and shoot at him. So I'll be 313s against his 110 because of my mimetism. I again hit him twice, and he makes the saves. After that, I activate the Sukiel here. My thought is I can ignore the flash and just shoot at the forward observer bot. So, yeah, he flashes me. I ignore that. I put two missiles into his forward observer bot, which he decides to forward observe with. I win the face-to-face, hit him with a missile, and he makes all three saves. Then Armand stands up to shoot at the TR bot. The TR bot is going to be on twos because it doesn't have a -3 range. I miss both shots. The TR bot crits me, but Armand does make his saves. Now I really want to deal with this crane who has now dodged to be here, or gutsed. I can't recall. So the Cowrie kind of moves up this way. I'm feeling kind of desperate. I want to place an EM mine here. But unfortunately, the crane, who actually dodges 5 inches, succeeds his dodge and bases my Cowrie. So first turn certainly didn't go my way. A lot of armor saves, and I have actually killed nothing. So now with his cranes kind of in my face, we begin his turn 2. So let's see if I have a good picture here. Yep. So here's where we are at the end of my turn. Here's the Tachyon who moved up. Here's the Corral. Oh, excuse me. This did dodge over here, and my Corral did move over here with one order, then jump up, shoot the crane in the back 3 times, but the crane could face-to-face me with Spotlight. I believe I hit him once or twice, and he made the saves. So we have a Corral here now, and we have the Tachyon here now. Back here, we have a crane in engaged state with a Cowrie. We have Armand standing, and we have the Sukiel standing. Samson now here. So the first thing he does is he takes his bow duo. They come along this way. Also, in this during my turn, there were a lot of spotlight arrows. So we have a spotlight here, spotlight here, spotlight here. Once his duo was broken, he did arrow spotlight quite a bit. Failed a lot of them, but passed just enough. So the bow comes over here. It has MSV2. It shoots at Samsa. Samsa elects to dodge, but does not succeed and die. The Sophatect moves up to be behind this building and places a turret up here. I did not know that they were peripheral, so that is cool. So we have a turret up there. Next, the Pheasant joins the link with the Guangxi. He comes up and shoots the Corral, putting him down. In the meantime, this Liberto dodges here because now we have a Guangxi here, and a Pheasant here. So next, the Pheasant shoots at the Liberto. The Liberto elects to put down a mine and is eradicated by the pheasant. This forward observer bot that is hiding behind this building here wants to get over and discover and deactivate the mine, but before he can do that, the crane must op open up this lane that is currently being looked at by the Sukiel. So, oh, and this link is reformed during the beginning of his turn. So the pheasant comes down and it shoots the Sukiel and puts him to dead. Then he calls in a speedball. He gets like a jetpack, which he puts over here. That was the one that he rolled for, but the one that he chooses is Vitality, which he puts here for his pheasant crane rank, excuse me, and that lands. Next, the crane comes to here to fight my HMG, which is more around here. This must have gotten bumped. I put two pistol shots into him, and he puts he decides to go for the higher burst with the AP Spitfire. I win that face to face and put a wound on him, but that is erased by his speedball. I attempt also in that same order to put down a mirror ball here with a tachyon, but I fail. In his next order, he comes up to here and then comes back to his initial spot here to put shots into the tachyon and the HMG. The HMG face-to-face, again with the pistol, is indecisive, but the tachyon goes to unconscious. The bot comes over, sensors, and deactivates this mine. So I'm feeling a little down and desperate here. At the end of his turn, I attempt to regenerate my tachyon. I fail. So at the beginning of my turn, I put Armand into group 1. I come back a smidge and fight the crane because I could come forward and get cover, but I think I'll go back, put me on better numbers so we're outside of 16. So we fight. I win. I put a hit on him, DA, but he makes both saves. We do it again. I put a hit on him. He makes both saves. I do it one last time. I put a hit on him and he dies. So that took more orders than I thought it was going to. The idea was to free up Armand to come up here and fight the turret, but instead, because I wanted to kill the pheasant, I'm going to use the HMG. So the HMG fights the MK12 turret, which is here, puts it down in one order. Excellent. Then it kind of just peeks the corner to fight the pheasant, who is right here. Unfortunately, I have mimetism. He doesn't. He's BS 12, burst 1, special die, and burst 4, and a special die. He puts a wound on me, so now my mimetism is gone. I decide to fight him one more time, and I go down. So with that, pretty much, I think I might have 2 orders left. And in the first order of my turn, I apologize. I jumped with the beast to here, put a pulsar on the turret. The turret made the save against the pulsar and killed the beast in the return fire. So with that, I decide to call the game. Looking back, I think I like the list. Sometimes the dice just don't go your way, but it was a good game to get back into N5. That's it, and I will see you all next time.